Hello friends, welcome back to the channel, and today I am talking about the thing that has changed my life in 2022, so stick around because it's a lot. Okay, you guys, so I'm so excited to finally sit down and film this video. It has been 8 long weeks of just life transformation. What can I say? It sounds a little dramatic, honestly, but I have done an experiment with strength training, as you've seen in the title of this video. I have never tried strength training before, okay? Never, literally never. Weightlifting just seemed so hard and so niche, like you had to be really into it and know a lot about it and kind of be a weightlifting expert to be able to just do it. It just seemed really hard and like something I could not conquer until I decided to do this video. So I'm going to take you through my whole journey of trying strength training for the very first time in the past 8 weeks. But before we get into it, make sure that you subscribe to the channel to help us toward our goal of getting to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. Just takes 0.5 seconds. Click that little red button. Thank you for doing that. Now let's get into how strength training has changed my life in the past 8 weeks. So for a little backstory and understanding of why I decided to do this in the first place, Eric and I have been on a health journey for the past 2-ish years. We've just been experimenting with a bunch of different stuff, and we finally kind of hit a groove that's just like exactly what we need. And with Eric, he strength trains like crazy. Like that is his preferred method. He has done like personal training certification, like he's technically trained as a personal trainer and is like an expert on strength training, okay? And so he lifts crazy amounts of weights, basically weight lifts like 5 days a week at least, is out in our gym just getting his pump on all the time, and he has big giant muscles. So my context for knowing what strength training is seeing him do his very expert kind of extreme level of it. And so seeing him do that and that being my real only context for knowing what strength training is, my brain automatically for years went, I'm not doing that. That looks way too hard. There's no way I could ever lift that much weight. Like you seem like you're literally dying every time you lift the barbell. Like that is not the kind of workout I want to have. I want to put in my headphones, just like zone out on my cute little treadmill and just go, And he has tried to get me to do strength training for years, honestly. He's told me that he thinks I would really like it if I gave it an actual shot. And what finally got me to say yes was we have had this machine called the Tempo, which is basically like a Peloton, but for weightlifting. It's a weightlifting machine with a computer built in, and you pay for a monthly membership to get access to all the classes, and they have amazing trainers that just take you through any kind of strength training you want to do, okay? And it's all there right on the Tempo. So that's what he's been using for the past like 2 years. I feel like we've had the Tempo for at least that long. And he said that there are true beginner classes on this Tempo machine that are really easy and designed to help people learn how to lift weights for the first time. And he just wore me down enough to where I was finally like, good Lord, fine, I'll freaking try it if you'll just stop bugging me about it. So I tried it, and I decided after the first week, which I don't have any footage of the first week that I tried it because I was trying it to see if I even liked it enough to pursue this video. So after the first week was up and I experienced strength training and figured out that it was completely different than what I thought it was, I thought, okay, I'm gonna give this a shot. I'm going to finish this 2-week program that I'm in, and then I'm gonna do a 6-week program on the Tempo. And I'm gonna film the entire thing, the entire 8 weeks, and I'm gonna share on my channel my whole experience learning how to do strength training. So week one was hard. I was so freaking sore. I'd never done any sort of exercises like this before, ever. And so thanks to one of my amazing subscribers, Megs, shout out to Megs, she's amazing. She let me know about something called delay onset muscle soreness, which is essentially just your muscles get really freaking sore after you lift weights if you're not used to lifting weights, and that the more you do it, the less soreness you're gonna feel. So thankfully, Megs had primed me for knowing that this was coming. And so I thought, okay, I just have to push through and the soreness went away after a couple of days. It was not a soreness that like stayed for a really long time or hindered me from doing the rest of the workouts in that first week. So I completed the 3 workouts in week 1. The workouts were easier than I expected them to be. They were super quick. I loved the circuits that I was doing. And in this first beginner's 2-week program, there was a mix of weighted exercises, weighted circuits, and non-weighted circuits. So that was nice to kind of ease me into lifting weights. So then we hit week 2. And this is when I committed to this video and started filming myself every single day. So I'll insert that footage as we go along and talk through the rest of my weeks. But week 2, I did the same circuits in this beginner learning program, and I was so much less sore on week 2, so much less sore. I was super encouraged to keep going because my body wasn't hurting. It was feeling good after completing these workouts. Day 2 of week 2 was the first day that I got hit really hard with, oh gosh, this is hard, I don't want to do this. I was exhausted mentally, emotionally. This was right around when we decided we're gonna move and had to make it happen super fast. So it was a lot, but I pushed myself through and I made myself keep going. And I'm so proud of myself that I did, because it was really, really encouraging to see myself push through, my brain telling me to do the easy thing and quit, and saying no to that and keeping going. I mean, it was just so empowering and encouraging that it led me straight into week 3. Now, week 3 was when I started the real 6-week program. So the first 2 weeks I did the very, very beginner intro program on the tempo, and that was a really great ease into it. But week 3 started my 6 weeks of a real program in the tempo, doing the same circuits 3 times a week. And each week we increased the weight a little bit, and some weeks we increased the number of times we did each exercise. So it was really designed to help you build your strength and grow as a weightlifter. So how my schedule went in the last 6 weeks of this was, day 1 was always a push day, day 2 was pull, and day 3 was legs. So each week I did 3 workouts, and each workout had 3 circuits where you would repeat an exercise 3 times through, and then move on to the next exercise, repeat it 3 times through, then move on to the last exercise, repeat it 3 times through. So you did different like exercises aimed at pushing, pulling, legs, all the things. I'm not gonna get into the minutia of it all, but same workouts 6 weeks through, same plan. Week 3 was a great week. Every day it was really easy to motivate myself. I was enjoying learning this new program and focusing solely on weightlifting. It felt very chill, almost like a nice brain break to just go and turn everything off and focus on exactly what I was doing in the moment, and that's it. I definitely still felt sore, but in a good way, and not in a, oh my God, I can't walk, or I'm dying, or this is lasting days upon days. It was like a good sore, like a motivating sore almost. I found it much easier to do than the first 2 weeks, and I was honestly excited about the possibility of growing and being able to build to lifting more weights and doing more reps. So overall, week 3, the start of my 6-week program, was great. I loved it. Week 4 was a little interesting because I was at Christian Chenoweth Broadway boot camp with my sister and my mom. And so I had to work out in the hotel gym, and that was an experience that was so interesting. I increased my weight this week. I did 10 pounds on all the exercises, 10 pounds per barbell, dumbbell, whatever they're called, I don't know. And it felt like a nice challenge, but it didn't feel like too insurmountable to push more weight, so that felt really great. This was the first time I had worked out indoors with air conditioning. All the other times I worked out, you'll see me, I was in my garage, which doesn't have air conditioning, so it was hot. And actually working indoors, I kind of didn't prefer, because the air conditioning made it seem easier, and working in the heat kind of helped you sweat more and just helped, I don't know, it just felt more like I was working out in the heat. So air conditioning honestly made it easier too in this week 4. I did not feel sore this week at all. I was ready to keep pushing and move on to week 5. I was really proud of myself for continuing everything at the hotel, even though that was completely out of my environment and different, and you know, any stranger could walk in at any point, and that was a little nerve-wracking, but I did it and that felt really good. So on week 5, I had to do 4 days because I did miss 1 day during the KCBBC week, but I made it up in week 5. And this was the first week week that I increased my reps. So I increased my reps from 10 to 12 on all of the exercises, and I definitely felt that. It's so funny the difference between just 2 extra reps, what that makes, but it really makes it more challenging, and I liked that challenge of being able to hit 12 instead of 10 with all of my reps. I was super freaking sore this week after the second workout especially. I think just because of the increased reps. It might have also been that I had to do a double workout this week because I was making up from the day I missed at KCBBC. But man, I was definitely sore this week, so that was not super fun. And fun fact, this was the week that we started moving, and I just thought I was gonna be dead after all the moving that we did. But I think because I had been weight training and getting used to soreness and my muscles moving in a different way, I was not sore at all through the moving process. And I felt like I could lift things. Like, I definitely noticed a difference, and moving, the process of moving was just so much easier. I think because I had been doing all this strength training, which is just so freaking funny. Okay, then we got to week 6 and I did the same combos, 12 reps, mostly at the 10-pound range. I worked out in our new house for the first time, and that day 1 felt super great. I found myself really starting to look forward to working out, and you know, even though I was super, super tired from all the moving and all the craziness of the week before, I honestly felt like working out helped. It helped my tired feeling. It helped pick me up and get me motivated and ready to tackle the rest of my day. Moving my body and lifting weights didn't exhaust me. It made me feel better, which was just like mind-boggling, honestly, as someone who avoids physical labor at all costs. Then we got to week 7. Week 7 was the first time that I hit a major wall. I think the weeks of moving and craziness finally really hit me, and I was dead. I was dead. I had a bad attitude. I didn't want to do it. It took everything in me to go out to the garage and complete my workouts. But you know what? I freaking did it, okay? And I feel so proud of myself that I did it, because it was hard in week 7. It was so, so, so hard, but I freaking did it. I will say, did I do it perfectly? No. I half-assed some of the workouts. I didn't feel super good about myself after accomplishing every workout. I was just like, yeah, freaking going through the motions, check it off the list, whatever. But I will say, by the end of that week, I felt really motivated once again. I felt like I made it through a super hard week. I made it through a plateau. I didn't quit. I didn't give up. Normally at that point I would have, honestly. That's kind of how I typically handle those situations. When it gets hard, I'm like, I'm out, especially when it comes to physical labor and working out. It's just so much easier to say, no, I'm not gonna do it, and you know, make excuses for yourself and go about your day. But man, something in me, I don't know if it was this video or being assigned to an actual program on the tempo. I don't know what it was, but I kept my motivation and I stuck to it. And even when it was hard, and even when I really didn't want to, which was far less than what I thought. I thought I would not want to do it every single freaking day, but most of the times I did want to do it. But even when it was hard, I stuck to it and I made it happen, and that just was very transformative. I mean, it sounds dramatic, but it was very transformative to go through this experience and really stick to it and do it and complete it and finish it. So speaking of finishing it, I decided in week 8 to try something a little bit different. So I'd been talking to Eric about wanting to feel more of a challenge, feeling like they were assigning me weights that I felt like I could do more, and I just wanted to be pushed a little more in my last week. And so we made a deal that he would come out and just stand with me as I was doing my workouts, and he would look at the recommended weight that I should be lifting per what the tempo program I've been doing says, and then he would add some weight. And, you know, I trust his judgment. I trust it because he is totally an expert on this. I mean, he's been weightlifting for years. Like I said, he's certified as a personal trainer. So it wasn't like he wasn't putting me in a dangerous situation where I was, you know, all of a sudden jumping to lifting so much more weight than I had been for the 6 weeks. No, he just pushed it a little bit, just enough to help me push myself over the hump and try to lift more weight. And so the deal I made with him was he could tell me that I could lift whatever weight he wanted me to tell, as long as he loaded and unloaded all the weight on my dumbbells. So you'll see him doing that in all these videos, which I think is just hilarious. He's a good husband. So that was nice to kind of hang out with him and try the weight that he wanted me to try. The first day was a learning curve because I got a little attitude with him. You can probably see in the time lapse. Because I thought he was giving me too much weight. And so he listened to me. He did a great job at listening and taking my input. And for the rest of the week, he just assigned me the perfect amount of weight to push myself a little bit, but not too much to where I got discouraged and wanted to quit and felt like I couldn't do it. And so it was really a strong, strong, strong way to finish the 8 weeks, because it made me see how much growth has really happened, how much more weight I am capable of lifting. And, you know, even compared to week 1, when I was only lifting the empty dumbbells of, 7.5 pounds each, 15 pounds total, as compared to, lifting 30, 35 pounds at the end of week 8. I mean, just 8 weeks and I've grown that much and been able to increase my reps and consistently keep a workout routine. I mean, that is the part that is just so mind-blowing to me. I've never been able to do this before. And for some reason, strength training just clicks and it just worked. And here's why I think it did. Strength training is so chill. You get to take a lot of breaks, you get to go at your own pace. You don't have the intense, heightened feelings of cardio where you're just like, feel like you're dying the entire time and there's no breaks. Like, it's really the opposite. It's chill. It's zen. You can just be in the zone, focus on exactly what you need to do right when you need to do it, and everything else kind of floats out the window. It is just a brain break. A brain break that makes you feel proud of the physical exertion that you're, giving, and the weight you're increasing and the reps you're increasing. I mean, it's very goal-oriented and just really super motivating and honestly, kind of fun. I never thought working out could be fun, but to me, it's just fun. It's like a nice challenge. It's not over the top hard that you feel dead after a workout. That is my least favorite feeling. Like, I hate feeling absolutely dead after you work out. Like, that's not motivating. That is not going to give me the longevity that I need to stay in a workout routine. This felt so different. It was like a puzzle piece that I've needed all my life to know how to work out in a way that will keep me motivated, keep me consistent, and something I really like to do that benefits my mental health, my physical health, everything. So this 8-week experiment really changed my life. I will be continuing to strength train 3 times a week after this and maybe increase it to even more. I'm proud of myself for completing my 8 weeks. I'm super excited about what's to come in the future and sticking to this plan and this routine. I can't wait to see a year from now how much weight I'm lifting and how many reps I'm doing and how consistently I'm still working out, because that's my plan. Like, I'm not stopping anytime soon. So I hope this encourages you to maybe give it a try if you've never thought of yourself as a weightlifter before. Trust me, the last person on the planet who should be considered a weightlifter is me, but I love it. That is it for this video, but I'm sure there will be more strength training videos to come. So definitely subscribe if you like this kind of content, and thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I will see you in the next one. Bye!